at some point. So, that's happening. We also would like to invite you all to the MeWe page, and people are going over the MeWe so that we can have an alternative to Facebook in case Facebook ever shuts us down, and in case they start coming down on gun rights and who knows what. If y'all haven't seen, Zuckerberg has been called out by conservative groups for
by who was it?
Crowder is on his ass.
Or who was it? Like the editor of Breitbart? Like he's
Breitbart
like, I was like, I'm a gay libertarian.
Crowder actually filed a lawsuit.
Milo Yiannopoulos.
Yeah, however you pronounce it.
Yeah, he's a good guy. One of the things that I wanted to also say is thank you for your support. If you've been open carrying, great. If you've been partial carrying, great. Concealed carrying, okay, well, we already had that, but nobody knows you're doing it. So let me encourage y'all to go ahead and open carry, partial carry if you can. Go ahead and do what you can. I do have a vest that I wear sometimes, and this allows me to partial carry. So if you don't feel comfortable enough to do a full open carry for whatever reason, just remember, you don't have to necessarily do open carry, full open carry. You can also do partial carry. What this law that we have really gives us is the flexibility to do something that we couldn't do before. So it doesn't necessarily mean you're not being active in the open carry movement if you're not open carrying every day. But giving you the option is what is really important with that law. With that said, David Ahmad has been very busy, and I haven't been able to, get any information from him as to what he's going to be doing. But there was an issue here in Houston where Moms Demand Action decided to SWAT us, and I know several of y'all have been affected by that. And I think he said that charges were looked at by a grand jury, and she was no billed. The Lisa person that we are discussing.
Lisa Beckman.
Lisa Beckman.
By the way, her husband is a podiatrist, so if he's your podiatrist, dump him.
So that's unfortunate. We are going to experience things like that in the future. If we do protest another group, it's important not to mention that there's guns in the area. We just point out what they are doing is wrong and follow them around just like we did before. And yes, we can tell them that we're an open carry group, and I don't know. I mean, technically, we don't want to make them feel intimidated.
That's why we stayed like 100 feet behind them.
Yeah,
and that
was not an issue at that event.
And main thing is to avoid the appearance of not impropriety, but avoid the appearance of trying to intimidate. Those people that we encountered that day in Herman Park had no reason to believe that we were any threat to them, and therefore we should have been allowed to express our First Amendment rights in the manner in which we were doing, without having the cops come over and detain us unnecessarily for an indefinite amount of time, which I don't know how long it took you guys to get out of there.
An hour.
An hour. That is a long time.
Problem was we stole their media.
Yeah.
They were upset. And then the questions that the 911 operators were asking.
I'm very proud of the 911 operator.
I'm glad we got the 911 audio tape, so that's good. So
yeah, that 911 operator.
They wanted to know if we have mental issues.
Mental issues?
Every
And
call.
So they're expecting the witness that just looked at us.
Actually, one of the
diagnosis
witnesses did
mentally?
say that. She said they must because they're Second Amendment supporters.
I was like, are you a medical professional?
Everyone needs to understand, that is a question that the 911 operator will ask the person on the phone who's calling them. It's part of the script. So if you look like a mental case carrying a gun, they might say yes, in which case there are consequences that the state has where you can actually be arrested and detained
96 hours.
96 hours
Yep.
for mental evaluation. If you look like a
96
crazy person
involuntary
carrying a gun, you could get swatted and you could get detained for a long time. Don't look like a crazy man with a gun. That just looks ugly, and it's not necessary. So be careful with it. Also, you can now dress nice. You don't have to dress like baggy, cholo, gangster guys. You can dress. appropriately and not, have to be baggy all the time. So that's another thing with open carry and partial carry. You don't have to look like a slob in order to conceal your weapon, which is great. So
I second that.
yeah, so that's important. And I don't understand how it is that people are afraid or offended by someone properly dressed.
It's like even,
Yeah, he's properly dressed.
it's not a fancy shirt and it's not even tucked in, but if I was to cover this gun, my shirt would have to be down to here. And that looks ridiculous.
I dress like I normally dress, so it's usually just shorts and a t-shirt.
Yeah, I kind of consider the open carry of a firearm a fashion statement. It can be, nice looking, it might be appropriate. Where if I had to rather conceal carry, I would have to tuck this thing out, and like he was saying, it kept on here. So I'm not sure if I would draw more attention then or less attention, but probably less attention because of the way everybody looks these days. So everybody looks like a slob. But we don't have to continue down that road. So we don't have to follow in that mold. Let's see what else is going on. Yeah, I mentioned earlier CJ is filing some I guess he's filing some, not suits, but he's telling the cities, by way of mail, that they're in violation of certain municipal ordinances.
Yep,
and,
code.
and if they're not compliant, then he is getting the AG, Attorney General's office involved. Let's see, what else? I have been very involved with the Donald Trump campaign. I know.
Wait, what? Really?
Yes. So, I made very good. Back in October of last year, actually back in July of last year. Back in July of last year, the Kingwood Tea Party mentioned to me. They said, "Aren't you offended by what Donald Trump said to you about Mexicans?" And I was like, I don't recall anything being said negatively about Mexicans. So I looked at James and I said, "Why did you mention that?" He's like, "Well, you should check it out." And I'm like, "Okay, I'll go check it out." And I looked at it and I was like, he said illegal immigrants tend to be murderers and rapists.
Illegal. That's a legal definition.
And I was thinking, how does that equate to Mexicans? Isn't it quite racist? Or, you're singling
Bigoted.
out,
Bigoted is the proper
to
term.
equate illegals with Mexicans. It's not, that's racist, that could be bad. So, yeah, I support Donald Trump because he's right. Because we have a lot of immigrants and illegal immigrants who are coming to this country and have no intention to assimilate. They have no intention to follow our laws. They have no intention to learn our Constitution and to be of the people. So we have to reject those people because they're not here to immigrate. They're here to invade, which is a big difference.
We have 25,000 Syrian refugees now.
Yeah, and we have,
I don't think so.
last adjusted number, we have 16 million illegal immigrants in the country. That's adjusted from the previous number of 11 million, now we have 16 million. But there are others who say that we have perhaps up to 30 million illegal immigrants in the country. So I don't have to tell you that it creates problems for our society when we have people who are not law-abiding participating in the society.
Who rake in government taxpayers' money.
They're breaking the immigration code, number one. But also they're not able to participate. They're not able to properly participate in society. So what's going to happen is they're going to end up committing crimes, and those crimes are going to be reflected badly on people who are law-abiding. And the way that the government chooses to deal with those problems is it looks at the issue that is being created, and it looks at y'all and says, because these guys are committing all these heinous crimes with guns and whatnot, you guys can't have them anymore. So, it's not a good thing. So, don't look at immigration like, oh yeah, we can handle these people. No, you can't handle these people because ultimately it will lead to a problem later down the road.
Can we talk about guns?
Yeah, we're going back to guns. But that was part of my gun statement, which was if they're committing gun crimes, then you can bet that they're going to start saying that you guys shouldn't have them. Like, for example, the terrorist guys over there in California. They shot up a lot of people with guns.
Yeah.
You know, so
So much for that magazine limit, right?
Or the magazine button.
yeah, I know
The
the
bullet
bullet button.
The bullet button.
Yeah. Also, California is doing gun buyback program. You know, like they're buying up guns
I saw
And then
that.
destroying
and
them.
destroying them. Let me tell you about guns being destroyed. Okay, it takes so much time and effort to create and fashion a firearm. That is basically the fruit of the civilization that you live in. So if a firearm takes so much effort to create, and then to destroy, it takes so much effort. Those counties, those places where this is happening, are losing money in the destruction of
Well, and they
firearms.
usually pay to get the gun too.
Yes.
You know, so.
They could be reselling the
No,
firearm.
no questions asked. We'll just give you money for it.
So you're
You
like,
know?
I'm okay with police departments getting
Yeah, and make a couple
confiscated
$100
guns. and
What's
selling
more
them.
is
Say,
they
hey,
could actually
you want
stamp the
cheap?
gun with their
Background check,
police
here you go,
insignia
George.
or whatever and make it even more valuable and sell it off that way. But instead, they're destroying the guns. So that's wrong. You know, so we should always oppose gun buyback programs. And also, if you're looking for a deal, you might go to a gun buyback program, stand out front and say, "I'll buy your gun,"
I'm real cheap.
and give the guy a little bit more than the police are giving them. So,
And hope it's not stolen.
and hope it's not stolen. Another thing that you can do.
sales lady.
Another thing you can do is go get one of those pipes and fashion your own, and preferably legal, like legally fashioned, not like short barrel or whatever, and sell them that kind of gun.
$50 a piece.
There was a guy in
I-
California who fashioned with like $12 worth of materials 4 shotguns.
Functional.
Yeah, a
Functional.
pipe shotgun.
Yeah.
They
4.
give him like $200 each.
He made a
or
massive
something like that.
profit.
He made, and they gave him $200 a piece. He made a massive profit.
Yeah,
So
that's a
there's
big
ways you
profit.
can
I
game
would
the
be on
system.
that.
I would.
That's a big
Because
profit.
they were doing a no questions asked gun buyback program in California.
I guess that's how you get the illegal guns off the street.
Yeah. You create the illegal gun and then you sell it back to the government.
Well, hey, it's not illegal because it meets the legal definition of a firearm. And
Oh,
Sorry, do you want to take a time out while we?
yeah, please order.
Yeah.